My brother's retiring. I'm looking at Alan Sugar, top 5 AFL players. What the fuck am I doing? But you know what I am doing? I'm going through the top 5 AFL players by season since 2016. Now, I'm doing this off the dome. I don't have statistics in front of me. I don't have a whole plethora of, boom, numbers, this, that, accolades. No, I'm doing this off vibes. Midfield bias is the first thing I look at. I mean, apart from Buddy, Gawn, Kennedy, it's a lot of midfield bias. I mean, is there a single defender in here? There's not. And I have a problem with that. So I'm going to try to include a defender for each year. In 2016, Alex Rance was in that top 5. Dangerfield was head and shoulders above the comp. Josh Kennedy was really good. I thought he should be in there. I don't think Dustin Martin deserves to be in 2016. But like I said, Alex Rance does. In 2016, the Dogs deserve a shout. I think the Bont could even jump in that category of top 5 players, especially given his grand final and finals performances. The Swans are also the dominant force that year, so I would be inclined to put... I think Buddy had a really good season as well. 2017, Dusty was the best player. Danger was second best. Easy to see alphabet. I don't like Mitchell in there. I like Buddy in there. Kennedy in there makes sense. And I would put Rory Sloane in there as well. Dusty again in 2018. Look, I love Dustin Martin. I think he's one of the greatest players of all time. He's the greatest finals player of all time. The greatest Richmond player of all time. The greatest grand final player of all time since a football was made. But let's be real. Dusty didn't really turn up. From 2018 to 2020, he turned up only in big games and in finals. Which is really good because he sort of saved himself for those games. He almost knew his body perfectly, being like, I'm not going to go hard on, those games against North and the Suns. I'm going to save myself for the games against, back then it was the Geelongs, the GWSs, the Adelaides, those type of clubs who were really battling the West Coast as well. So that's probably why, what was going through his head. But he certainly wasn't the best player that season. Now, if you include finals, I don't mind it. But as a Richmond fan and Duz's biggest lover, he was not top in 2018. Tom Mitchell, despite the fact I think one of the worst Brownlow winners I've seen in recent history. I mean, disposal useless. He was the best player that year. Gawn was really good. Brayshaw was awesome. Sidebottom was really good. I mean, Brownlow's shock. Cripps is in there. I'm going to keep brushing through a little bit. They say Dusty's best in 2019 as well. 2019 was a really awkward year because there were so many good players. Lachie Neale was great in 2019. I think he should be there. Also, Grundy in 2018, I believe, got loads of votes. He should be in there as well. 2020, maybe Dusty does deserve best player because I think he might have made All-Australian, but he played every final, was just miraculous. He was so good in literally all finals. BOG, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm slightly incorrect on that. Anyway, we keep moving through here. Lachie Neale was the best player in 2020. Not Dustin Martin. What am I talking about? And I like how they try to sneak Jack Steele in there. Jack Steele was amazing when he had his body right, but not top 5. Don't know why they don't rate Clayton Oliver, Christian Petrarca. Christian Petrarca, for me, for the last 3-4 years, has been top 2 players. Like, if we're talking recent history, all the way up, get my finger in, up here, 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, despite what seasons people had, Bont was always the best, and then like Petrarca, and then Cripps, and I think Gawn should always be in that category. Now, in terms of defenders, like I said, Alex Rance should be in there, Sam Taylor up towards here should be here, a bit of Stephen May around this area when he came to Melbourne, he was phenomenal. I would even be inclined to put a Darcy Moore or a Jacob Wiedering up here. Maybe even all the way back down here. Jake Lever was awesome in 2017. Even the likes of Dan Talia for Adelaide was a phenomenal player. James Sicily, I'll definitely have in these players around this sort of region. Despite playing for Hawthorn, who didn't win anything this period, he was really fucking good. Other defenders, can't really think of any. But let me know if this list is correct and why do they have such a midfield bias and why in 2021 have they put Oliver as the best player. The Bont was the best player. The Bont has been the best player for the last 5 years.